So, the myths and strange things in Pokemon have never stopped to amaze me and intrigue me, as they are mostly born out of the curiosity of the player's mind. Hence why today I thought we would talk a bit about those myths and urban legends that spawned into existence almost 2 decades ago. So let's take a look at Pokemon myths and urban legends you missed or simply forgot existed. Apartment 16. See, in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, if you head over to Morvile Hills, there are a couple of apartments on the 2nd floor. Some of the apartments will say they are locked due to vacancy, but what is strange is that there is an apartment that has slightly different response, which is Apartment 16. See, in Apartment 16's intercom will say, "This unit is vacant. There is a great deal on the lease." What does this mean? Normally this means the place is empty, but there's another odd thing about this apartment. All the apartments have also had intercom doorbells, but when you click on a few, the residents respond with, but most of the intercoms just say ... and there's no reply. All the vacant ones say that, but if you click on the intercom to apartment 16, it only says ... Strange. Does this mean something is walking inside of the apartment, or someone is trying to be silent and not noticed? Maybe a ghost. Who knows? Why Giovanni has not fired Jesse, James, and Meowth yet. See, Team Rocket's Jesse, James, and Meowth have wasted a lot of time, with Ash and his companions. There's been loads of money and resources that those three have wasted trying to get their hands on one freaking Pikachu, and sometimes other Pokemon that Ash has befriended, but mostly Pikachu. Now the big question is, why would they think that Giovanni would care so much about one Pikachu? And even if Giovanni wants nothing more than to have Ash's Pikachu all to himself, why keep sending them when he has plenty more and likely far more competent and experienced, villains, I guess, or trainers that work for him that he can send over, like members who would do next to the exact same job far more effectively? This is really unexplained and still makes no sense. What is the purpose of them? Why is he sending them over when he clearly has a lot more, I would assume, reasonable people to send over, people that are far more experienced and more powerful to get the job done. Instead, like this, he's wasting a lot of money, because remember all the machines that they use and all the weird stuff they spend money on, and the amount of balloons of theirs that have been broken? That's a lot of money over time that's been spent. So why keep sending them? You clearly have better options, so use those instead. The Horde of Faceless Men story. In X and Y, there is an old house in Route 14. Inside, there is a man waiting in the house which will tell you a ghost story about a horde of faceless men and then asks you for a tip. During the storytelling, the camera angle zooms in slowly and moves in an odd fashion, like something is looking at you from the ceiling. Many fans have tried to figure out who are these faceless men, and some have come to the conclusion that Zygarde is responsible. 50% Zygarde has 5 crests behind his neck, resembling faceless men, basically, the faces of men. This is still unproven, and possibly Zygarde has got nothing to do with it. So then the question is, if it's not Zygarde's, tails or whatever in 50% form, then what else could be the thing that's lurking in the darkness in the story of the Faceless Men? Giovannis Death. The Giovanni event battle in Heart Gold and Soul Silver from back in, Generation 4 is kind of interesting. See, after Giovanni makes his leave, the walking out cave sound effect isn't heard, and instead there is a slash sound followed by dead silence whenever Giovanni, exits. As Giovanni's secret hideout was in the Tosho Falls, the entrance was directly next to the rapid waters, and he could have committed, or at least, maybe committed suicide. This is a big and unexplained thing during the Pokemon games, and has been long, kind of a question matter, as we never really know what happened with him beyond that. I mean, we do know that there is the Rainbow Rocket Giovanni that shows up later on, but that clearly isn't the same Giovanni that we see, show up during those events in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. It's clearly a different individual, a different version of Giovanni at least, right? So it would make sense then that whatever happened to our Giovanni in Heart Gold, Soul Silver is not the same thing that happened to our Giovanni in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, where he discovered the Ultra Wormholes and, put together a giant, evil new organization, Rainbow Rocket. So, did he end his own life by exiting the cave in Heart Gold Soul Silver? Well, who knows? Let's go to the next one. The Ash Coma Myth. Now, this is a myth based on Ash from the anime. Ash has been going on adventures for quite a long time if you think about it, but what stuns all of us is that he has not aged really even a bit and still acts like a 10-year-old guy. Well, the most logical explanation, the most logical thing would of course be that, well, it's an animated TV show and the people making it want to keep it going for as long as possible because it keeps making money and it's still really popular. I mean, look at Pokemon Journeys right now. I think this is the most popular the anime has been in a very, very long time. I don't even remember when the last time was when the anime was this hype. I think X and Y early days, or X and Y whenever, Ash got his hands on Ash Greninja, so basically the anime hasn't been in a lot of popularity in a very long time the way it's been like right now, and guess what, Ash is still the pinnacle of that, and he's still a very popular character that still sells merchandise, is still popular in anime, and who knows what else. So basically that may be the most logical business side reason, but there has been a myth for a long time that has been kind of intriguing to me, which is the idea of the Ash Coma. Now, fans have wondered if he's in a coma and that's why he does not age. So this entire show is basically like a big dream, right? The adventures Ash goes on are just a giant dream. Of course, this makes no sense since it's, a kid's show and this theory has been overused in other fandoms in past, but because Ash is a moneymaker, that may be the most logical thing and the most logical reason as to why, these things are just not changing and why he stays the same and, he goes through these adventures without really aging or anything. I mean, that may be, the logical reason is it's a business making machine, it's a money maker. Why age him when he can, keep him at the age of 10 and he can be relatable to all the, new generation of kids, right? So that may be the most logical reason, but to be fair, I'm always up for some crazy myths and theories and that sort of stuff, and who knows, maybe, possibly, he is in a coma. So that was the last one. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, then drop a like down below, because if we hit 1,000 likes on this video, then you guys can expect a part 2 very soon, as I'd love to cover more of these myths and unexplained urban legends from back in the day. So thank you so much for watching, have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you all the next time. Peace out, and bye bye, ladies and gentlemen.